Hello, world. Thank you for popping in again for another episode of Jurassic Park. This is Isla Nublar in part two of our two-part walkthrough of Jurassic World Evolution 2 park build with all base dinosaurs from the original game. No DLCs, no mods, no... Well, we do have fences. So we do have fences included in this. We started we ended last episode walking through and saying we were going to begin this tour with the Dilophosaurus over here. But I failed to remember we missed one of our exhibits in the last part of the park. So we are going to correct that and take our monorail back that direction that way. And as we go here, we are also going to be going today through... Oh, this is going to take a little bit of time, which is perfect. We are going to be playing a couple of Jurassic Icebreakers to get through the park here when we're not looking at as many dinosaurs, and to keep this a little more fresh as we're going through here. You see any Stegosaurus in here? This was where we went last time with the Stegosaurus exhibit. I guess to start here as well, a couple dinosaurs we will see on... There's our Stegosaurus. A couple dinosaurs we will be seeing today. We will see the Indominus Rex. We will see the Velociraptors. We will see Tyrannosaurus Rex. We will see Spinosaurus for this brief moment right here because we actually were able to see this Spinosaurus last time in our last video. If you'd like to go back and see more of our Spinosaurus, feel free to pop into our previous video where we dove into that in a little bit more depth. But likely will not get too much of the Spinosaurus on this episode. We also are going to see over here briefly. I thought we were going to see a dinosaur last time. They decided to run us over on the Jeep, or in the Jeep. But I am not seeing them here. With this pause in the action, we have our first Jurassic Icebreaker. What is our first icebreaker? Let's pull that up. It will be, which dinosaur would you least want to share an office with and why? Well, I think the easy answer would be some kind of a carnivore. Maybe the Indominus Rex is too cheesy of an answer because I feel like it's just going to destroy everything and assert its dominance. I don't think that really lends itself to a productive working environment. So probably go with the Indominus Rex if we were going to do that. I feel like it's never really been put in its place until it was just removed from the office or the show. So let's stick with the Indominus Rex for that. I think if I pop out right here, it will let me get right into that walkway there. Let's see if it'll let me do it. No, go back, go back, go back, go back. All right. Minor error, ignore that. Okay. And continuing on, we need to get all the way back over here to where our Spinosaurus was. This here is nothing crazy, just a quick little goat farm to put our food for a lot of our carnivores here. And if someone just wants to see something that's not a dinosaur, we have goats. Anyways, continuing, let's roll. Going as fast as we can, bumping the gate. And last time over here, we had our Tyrannosaurus statue. Tons of seating spaces as we went last time to another location. We do see our Spinosaurus over here, just enjoying some fish. Love that for him or her. First time mistaking the dinosaur. And we have our Triceratops, because this is our tour that takes us right through the Triceratops enclosure. So we look through here. couple little dinosaurs. Where's the Triceratops? There he is. Sarah, slow down. Where are you? I feel like that's the kind of running that's gonna actually destroy my vehicle. Both of them. It looks like they're playing. It looks like they're chasing. It is just playtime over here. This is not a smart place to put a Jeep at the moment. Please do not run this way. Oh, am I gonna get hit? No, I'm not. But I do like the stripes on the back of these. Right there. Look at those stripes. I do like to when we put these skins together for the Triceratops and a lot of these other dinosaurs to put some level of randomness to it to give it a little bit more character. And as we pass through our Triceratops, getting into our last aviary, we had two aviaries last time. And then in here we have just the rest of our flying dinosaurs. They're all over there. You look very uninterested right now, and that's okay. Because we can have our second icebreaker while you're doing this. So, let's pull that up. All of these put together with AI, because we don't have a huge channel here right now. With that though, if this is something that's of interest to you in looking at more Jurassic Park builds, anything around Jurassic World Evolution 1, 2, and 3, please go through and give us a like and a subscribe and comment. Let us know what else you want to see or you aren't seeing in these spaces, specifically on PlayStation 5. I know there's a lot of content out there on PC, but want to make sure that we have plenty of content out here for PlayStation users and players, PlayStation players. So, icebreaker number 2. Which dinosaur would you trust to babysit your kids and why? The obvious answer is Maiasaura, for obvious reasons. What else? I will pivot real quick though. And I said this last time, but I do love on the outside of these enclosures, see I said it right this time, enclosures, not using fencing on this backside here because the dinosaurs don't actually cross through it all that much. And so it gives it the appearance or the illusion of a larger enclosure than it actually is. Now that doesn't change or it doesn't help with when you have to deal with actually like what dinosaurs like in the game and what keeps them happy. But if it's just for aesthetics, I think it works just great. Okay, back to the question. Which dinosaur would you trust to babysit your kids and why? Other than Maiasaura, because that's way too obvious of an answer. It can't be a dinosaur with a ton of things that could hurt a kid. And I guess maybe it depends on how old the kid is. No, it doesn't. Because I still wouldn't use it with like an Ankylosaurus or a Triceratops or a Stegosaurus or a Kentrosaurus or any other saurus. And not a carnivore. I know there's other reasons that they use Maiasaura as the mother dinosaur, but it just also feels like the least intimidating dinosaur. Are we gonna be lame again and just say it's Maiasaura? I think it's just, we're gonna be lame and just say it's another Maiasaura. Yeah, because I wouldn't use a sauropod either, because it's just so big, and I would be concerned about it, 1, keeping up with a kid, and 2, stepping on it. All right, bumpy path, and no bumpy in here. But we do have, this is our Spinosaurus exhibit. Moving on. There's our more Triceratops. Corythosaurs. Ton of them. Ton of dinosaurs. If it didn't kill just how much the game would buffer when you add all of these dinosaurs, we would have had so many more in here. That's why I typically like to build a little bit smaller, but this is my first time just building with all of these dinosaurs together on one build. Let's take off the UI. And now we'll get to the Dilophosaurus last time. And into this, I never put Dilophosaurus in anything other than an aviary because the Jurassic Park Dilophosaurus always seems to be spitting venom, or has the ability to. No, don't buffer on me right now. You're gonna make me have to take some of you out of here. Anyways, we move on. And then we have just a couple spots to get through. Hello, people. We're gonna go around this fountain. Get back this direction. We have a quick little seating space here if you needed to look in and see more of our Parasaurolophus. But we're gonna continue on our direction. We have more park benches and picnic tables for you to just enjoy statues of dinosaurs, not real dinosaurs. Can we see it here? I thought that was a giant Triceratops. That was not. That was a rock. All right. Back up a little bit so we can actually get in here. And there we go. And then we have on the backside here, we have the Indoraptor cages as fences. Just giving it a little bit more like a double fence kind of look. We have other spaces where we actually use double fences. It's actually one that I use anytime that I do the Velociraptor paddock. I'm trying to model it after the Jurassic World movies. We've done it a couple times. We've done it whether it's with the environmental needs turned on and then the environmental needs turned off. If the needs are turned off, you obviously can make it a lot smaller and more compact. And then if you need to turn the needs on, it's gotta be a little bigger. But I think that when you do those, it's nice to have one that you can do in like a campaign mode and one that you can do outside of a campaign in like a sandbox like this. And then Gallimimus. Gallimimus. If you look over here, we can see she's got a couple little dinosaurs. There we go. A couple more little dinosaurs in there. But we're going to try to keep this one down to closer to... Oh, man, we're going to try to keep this to 30 minutes. Can we do that? I really hope so. That means we have 15 minutes or so to go through the back half of this. Challenge accepted. All right. So we have the other part of this enclosure here, and we do have a little walking space to go into it with our Gallimimus. Oh, UI off. Perfect. Because that got into our third icebreaker question here, which is what's your favorite ambient sound in the park? And mine is whenever we have any kind of like a Parasaurolophus or a Centaurosaurus, any of these just roar. Not the Gallimimus one. I don't like that sound as much. But you're here because we needed to include every dinosaur from the base game, so you're welcome. Last time I did say I like all of the Jurassic Park skins. Don't know if I'm a huge fan of the Gallimimus one though. That might be the one that I would omit. But no, the best sound I think is a lot of these herbivores. And there's, I think the T-Rex. Hello, Tyrannosaurus Rex. Roar is good. And I love the Tyrannosaurus sound. But what are you doing? What are you doing? I didn't name the Tyrannosaurus here, and I feel like a lot of people name the Tyrannosaurus Rex. I just don't feel like I always have a great one because it's always like Bruce or Rexy. Or no, I always feel like it's Bruce. Maybe that's just a me thing. What would you name a T-Rex? Put that in the comments. What's a good name for a Tyrannosaurus Rex? I just popped into the tour on accident. Ignore him. All right. Getting back in. Oh, I forgot. We have a little space over here. So this is where on the back side, we have made most of our carnivores over here. In the first half of our park, we did a lot of building and creating and hatching our dinosaurs near the entrance of the park. And this one is just halfway through the park and gives us a good space to look in. This one has a few Tyrannosaurus statues, but it also is where we have the Troodons. And I cannot see them, which is great. That's ideal. We will get into this, but we do also have, using the monorails to just create a little bit of a different design, more of a like walkway space over here. Yeah, you can always get really creative with the monorails and putting different things in here. And this is one that we've chosen to do. I like putting these things in the middle, more like a skylight almost in these parks. Those are always really fun to put together. We have a couple of dinosaurs. Let's walk through. We have another tour here. But before that, we missed another dinosaur. Na, 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 na. Is that the first time that I've sung during this episode? I think so. All right. Can we see you? Can we hear you? Oh, nope. Nope. Oh. We see you way back there. Our next icebreaker question here. What was the question? I just had it here and I lost it. Oh, we can go to that one. Which species would you genetically remix and what would you add? Well, I am very lame about this. I'm not a fan of hybrids. I put them in the game. But if I had a choice, I'd do no hybrids. We just do dinosaurs. Oh, dang it. Don't do that. Going back. This is why I don't drive. Yikes. Okay, well. We've got a couple dinosaurs in here. We are going to try to follow the path as much as we can. But as we can see, it is not wise to have me driving a Jeep. We're going to hit the gas. Mario. My mistake. Can we see you now? Nope. Gotta follow the road. All right. We saw this space in the last episode as we were looking from the pier with all of our aquatic dinosaurs. But if we come this way, I don't know if it's going to have the same effect if we drive this way like this, but we have all of our aquatic dinosaurs over there. And when you're taking this, just looking over that view, this is where, oh, thank you for taking our picture. This is where, as a Jurassic Park fan, these are the views I would want to see if I was at a park like this, where we just come over it and you can see all of these dinosaurs. We're going off-road for a minute though, because over here we have a couple more dinosaurs, or we usually do. Oh, look at that. You're not typically supposed to be over here. But you've migrated this way. That's the fun part about making larger enclosures like this, is you never know where some of these dinosaurs end up going. And these ones have chosen to go this far away, off the beaten path. This is what we actually came here for. This is the space that typically we have. Yeah, these girls here. And we are moving on. I am not going to look at another icebreaker right now as I drive through a log, because I don't trust my driving skills. So we're going to go up this hill at an aggressive angle. Through it. Nailed it. And on. All right. Typically we take this around that log. I'm going to actually get around that. Did I almost hit another dinosaur? No, it was a log. Never mind. So many logs. All right. And now we get into one of our few, that's not true, we have quite a few of these that we drive through with carnivores. What have we got in here? Oh. Oh. Here we go. Go this way. We went this way. Why is nobody driving? Is it because I screwed up everything? Probably. All right. Well, I'm going to go. You can stay there. I'm going to hit a goat. I'm going to hit a goat. I ran through a goat. All right. We switch cameras. See that in the sides? There we go. And we see all of them here. All right. 2 paths here, one for our vehicle, one for other vehicles. And then we continue going through to my second favorite type of raptor-like dinosaur. Let's go. This is the nice thing with me not actually taking the tour, is we can stop here as much as we want. And now we will leave, continuing through the park. And here we go. Next icebreaker question that we have as we're getting in here. Well, I guess not. We're going to first look at these exhibits here. Or enclosures. I did it again. Enclosures, not exhibits. Enclosures. Okay. Let's see if we can see anything if we pop into this one here. This one. Let's see, what have we got here? Yep. Got a couple of dinosaurs here. And some way out there. Way out there. All right. Yep, we have things that are really breaking down right now when we're just not paying attention because we're just enjoying the space. So we have that space with a lot of our herbivores. And then if we continue on, we have some of these spaces that have been marked as carnivore enclosures. This is our, this is Giganotosaurus. This is our LCs. We're just using the frontier skin. This is a space where we actually have 4 enclosures that you can look into from this space, and then a bunch of different seating spaces as well. It's kind of basic, but sometimes you need basic spaces like this. And then we have a couple more of our larger carnivores that we can go through and see on the sides here. So we've got one over here, and then their feeding spaces are just behind the rocks. So we make it a little less visible. I don't love always having, especially if it's like a goat feeder, I don't like putting the goat feeders out where people can see them. So I like to put them behind rocks to just give it a little bit more immersion. Same thing over here. This one's a little bit better done. You can kind of see it. Yep, you can kind of see it as the next goat is coming out of this one here. Let's see what I can anyway. And then that Carcharodontosaurus. I think so. The trouble is when I haven't been in this park for a minute, as we're just kind of getting back into all this, I forget which dinosaurs we put places. But we continue going through this. What was the question? Oh, right. The question that we had coming up was which species is most likely to unionize and demand better paddock conditions? Well, it's not going to be the Pentaceratops, which is over here. I think their enclosure is great. It's big enough, and it's also a little more open. We're going to go see that right now. Anyways, this is the monorail as well. That was going to take us all the way back to the beginning of what we did today, which is halfway through the park. But this is where the Pentaceratops are, where they have a little more open space. And in future builds, we're going to do a lot more with just not using fences to give these a much more open space, removing some of the viewing areas, because I'm just doing this for us to look at. I don't need the viewing spaces for guests here, because we're just going to kind of say screw it to the guest ratings here at this point. Again, with the Pentaceratops, similar to the other dinosaurs with these frills on them, I love to just give them a similar skin, and then for their like that accent color, I'm not remembering what that word is, I like to give them a more random space so it feels a little more different. All right, our gyrosphere. It takes us through a couple more carnivore locations. Let's see if we can see what we have going on here. And you look like you're gonna be a lot more fun than the last guy was on with the last episode. We are almost there. We are just about to get into the Velociraptors and the Indominus Rex. And I think that's all we have left after this. Yeah. Well, we do have the Indoraptor, and the Indoraptor will help us lead into a video we will do later. Oh, hello! How terrifying would that be to just be in one of these, chatting away with your friend, and then it just roars right next to you? I think I would. I definitely think I would freak out if that was the case. The goat, that would have been me. Oh, yep, that would have been me. That would have been me. Which leads us into our next icebreaker, which is which paddock would make the best horror movie setting? For this, it would likely be the Indominus Rex. Should be a broken, busted up vehicles in there, and the gate's a little bit wonky. And so I think just that alone would make it a little bit more terrifying in real life. But also in real life, I would like the idea of being by the Indominus Rex, but I don't know if I'd actually spend time with the Indominus Rex. Even though it's a hybrid. I actually don't mind the Indominus Rex as a hybrid or the Indoraptor. Both of them get a pass from me. I don't have a good reason why, but I like them both as dinosaurs. The D-Rex, not a super big fan of. Oh, okay, so this time we don't hit the goat, but in the Jeep we do hit the goat. Make it make sense. Like trying to look around for it. I guess that's part of the thing when you're in a exhibit and you're in a ride like this. Sometimes you just don't see the dinosaur, which is why we get to B-roll, or you see it walking away on the side. Anyways, next question we have here is, if you could keep only one dinosaur in a park, which one stays? And for me, it's the raptor. It's the Velociraptor. It's been my favorite dinosaur since a kid. Still my favorite dinosaur. But if I had to do it with only one skin, that's where it gets interesting. And I think that I would choose the Velociraptor from Jurassic Park 3 with the frills. That's probably my favorite one. And that might be a hot take. I don't know. Is that a hot take? Put it in the comments. What is your, if you had a dinosaur, only one dinosaur you could put in a park, which one is it? And what skin would you use for it too? From Jurassic World Evolution. 1 or 2? I don't know. You decide. Okay. We've kind of seen this exhibit. Let's see if we can pop a little bit further up to the next one. We are getting close. One thing that I like to put in these exhibits, I can't remember if we've already passed it or not. One thing that I like to put in some of these exhibits to give it a little more realism, maybe it's real to me, is putting some just maintenance spaces in the back with, oh yeah, we already clutched it, with some spaces where we just have equipment. It just has cranes, it has boxes, it has more boxes, and maybe some cages. And it's a space that we can put, you can put a ranger station in there, so Jeeps have to go in there every now and again to make it feel like they're coming in to just restock or grab things. But I mean, especially for these large carnivores, if there was an emergency, do you really think we would not have things really close to help out and support that? Like, I'm not gonna haul another cage from the other side of the park to put that in there. So I love to put little spaces like this in the back of some of these that maybe isn't generally viewable to the public, but you as a park employee would appreciate. And we're off. We're gonna take the path in the middle because we can go through 3 different roads here. So we're gonna go take a winding road. I'm gonna go a little slower because that's just dizzying. But this is if you want to feel like you're a little more in the jungle, or you need to get energy out of little kiddos. This is your path. Not very much seating, but it's just in the middle of both. So if you don't really want to get as close to the dinosaurs as well, you can take a scenic route through this space. Da, 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 da. We're almost there. And that direction is, you guessed it, a Velociraptor, but we're not quite there yet. We have Let's go around. One more little shopping space here as we were just previewing the Velociraptors, hotels. And then if you went down there, see if we can pop down really quickly. We do have a medical facility that's just private, set up over here for some of these dinosaurs here. Again, in a larger park, you're gonna need a couple of these. It's just not realistic to have dinosaurs that need to travel all the way across the park to get something, especially if it's an immediate need. I can't think of what that immediate need is right now, but if they have it, they're gonna want to use that. This space here, this is because we don't have in the roads that we will have in Jurassic World Evolution 3 with no actual path. But this is if we're going on more of like a hike, scenic space that will take us all the way up there. We have a campsite set up, but no one's there right now for reasons that we will get to later. As we are continuing to build another construction site, this will eventually be what will be for the Indoraptor, but it is a work in progress right now. So not quite done, but it's nice to just give us a feeling of incompleteness. Like there's still things left to be done in the park. Moving on, we have a little raptor, well, the original raptor pen in Jurassic Park. This is a private space for our staff with ranger station and helicopter pads and everything else that they would need. It's just private, set aside for them. It's nothing that we really need the public to be a part of, but we do need to have it accessible in case our Velociraptors get out. And these are more here. I don't love the chains here, but more for just the simple aesthetic. We have these here, but we have a ton of Velociraptors in here in this part of the enclosure. Because the Velociraptors are my favorite. So we're going to use a lot of them. And I'm not sorry. You see him? You hear him. This is a simplified version of the Jurassic World pen for the Velociraptors. We pop in here and see what we've got. You see, and then we have included in it Blue, Charlie, Echo, Delta in here as well. So this is if Jurassic World really went crazy, included all the dinosaurs, this is what it would look like. If you're interested and want to see more of how to build Jurassic World Evolution and Jurassic Park enclosures similar to the ones from the films, I will be dropping a couple of videos on how to do that with specifically the Velociraptor pen from Jurassic World, the Indominus Rex enclosure that we're getting up to here in a second, and then as well as the Pteranodon pen from Jurassic World or Jurassic Park 3. And we're gonna do those with the, what is the word? I can't think of it, but with the environmental needs, that's the word. Environmental needs turned on and then environmental needs turned off. If that's of interest to you, again, like, subscribe, let us know if there's any other builds that you're looking for. You're like, hey, I'd love to see us do Tyrannosaurus from Jurassic Park. That one feels very basic, but we will do it on the PlayStation 5 and show you what we're able to do with this. But this is the outside of our Jurassic World Indominus Rex pen enclosure. We have a space up there if you want to be a little safer than looking at it, but we also need to have a spot here to just look in on our enclosure. We have double fences. We have a angry Indominus Rex who's already destroyed one of our vehicles that we will not get back. The nice thing is that when I hide the UI for this, I don't see that I have a broken vehicle. I just can see it when I come in here and it looks more like a decoration And whenever I have an Indominus Rex, I always need to have a broken vehicle. Actually, that's not true. Anytime I have any park, I need a broken vehicle somewhere just to complete my vibe of like something went wrong, happened somewhere. But I also do that with, you can't even see it. Anyways, I do it as well with having busted up fences on some of these as well to simulate Indominus Rex coming in and just beating the crap out of sides of these walls. So I think that just gives it a little bit of a better feel. More spaces, more shopping, and then of course, why wouldn't we, right next to an Indominus Rex, because that feels very Jurassic Park of us, put a hotel and a shelter. So we're good. We're totally good, totally safe to look over everything in our park. And that's it. That is every dinosaur in Jurassic World or Jurassic World Evolution 2 put into a complete park. Thank you for popping in. If you haven't already, like, subscribe, and answer some of those Jurassic icebreakers. We will put those in the comments below, as well as a couple other ones we weren't able to get to for this. But thanks again for watching, and I will see you on the next build.